Hello, this is Christina, this is my channel, this is my next video about the work of our brain. I promised to myself to do more often these videos, but somehow it's not happening because I'm still working a lot. And for now, I'm reading two books. I will not show you those books because these are in Russian. So one book is called The Red Pill, The Red Pill, The Red Medicine, The Red Tablet. I don't know how should I translate it. The Red Pill, I guess, related to the Matrix movie. And another one, it's called Think Slowly, Decide Fast. I'm also not sure. I will put the name of this book because this book is translated from English. So in here, authors describe a lot of actually interesting things, how your brain works against you. It's very interesting. It is extremely interesting. Second book, that one, Think Slowly, Decide Fast. And in that book, honestly, at some point I get pissed with that book because he says that you don't know what you're doing, almost this. And I was just like, no, how come? And I was just like so angry. And then he gives an examples of some tasks you need to solve them. And then he describes how your brain works, blah blah blah. And I realized, like, okay, you're right, sometimes, because it is difficult to describe, you need to read that. But the idea is that your brain may work against you. I used to call it subconsciousness because that's how we call it in Russian when we work with psychologists, when we fix these programs, blah blah blah. But since it's written there as a brain, I would take this as a word because I like it when you speak in English about that. I like that it has different meaning, I guess. So how your brain works against you. First of all, think, why do you choose especially some brands? Why do you choose to go this way, not another way? Why do you choose wear specific brand, for instance? Why? Because I'm just into brands and branding, how you build a brand, how you doing that, and I'm really into that. And I'm searching a lot of information about that. I'm reading a lot of information. I'm like going through that. So how do you choose your brand? First of all, for instance, brand Balenciaga, right? Why would Balenciaga choose people who most likely they're single? Most likely, I'm not saying 100% they're single, but Burberry would choose someone who most likely married. It's not really good expression, a good example, but you know, right? You see that Balenciaga has one thing and one brand, and when you hear Balenciaga, you imagine certain things, and you have a picture of that brand. And when you say Burberry, you have a different picture. So how do you choose? You don't really choose because you want to associate yourself with any of these brands you think it's cool. And that's why you choose certain brand. And again, sometimes you choose the brand just because you had the touch way too many times with certain brand. If you see once, okay, it's not a big deal. If you see twice, okay, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, you will have an idea to buy this thing because you've seen it so many times. It is very simple, but that's how works our brain. And this is just a simple example about the brands, but there is a much deeper. I will share with you since I work with psychologists and I really clear, this stuff from my head. Okay, I will tell about the relationship because I was going through that. I was really working with the relationship I was really working with my psychologist on this topic, on this subject, and it's just fresh and I still remember something, so I can tell, because after some time I will forget it for 100%. And how our brain works. So we are coming into this world as a clean paper. I showed you once, I guess, when I was in Moscow. So you come into this world as a clean paper, and your parents are writing everything. Your parents are writing, swearing is bad, your parents are writing, this is not good, blah 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 blah, and you have the whole picture, like a few, look at my manicure, few pictures like this, a few pages of what is good, what is bad, because parents, it's always like an example and you will just follow that example. So, but these are also simple things which you can understand, which you can find when you speak. When I speak to someone, I can clearly find some statements they have in their head. They may not really realize that they have this statement, but the way they speak, it's like, okay, you still have to accept some things and that stuff. And another thing is when your brain prevents you from stressful situations. First of all, for your brain, anything new, something new, it is a stress. It is just you need to accept, because your brain wants to keep you safe. That's why some people, they stay at the same time, same place, same position for the long time, because brain is scared. Something new, something unfamiliar, something which you never met, which you never deal with that, it will be scary for your brain. So that's why sometimes if you think about something, should I do this or no, because I kind of scared, think twice, because you are kind of scared, again, because of your brain, because he wants to prevent, to save you, to keep you safe, to not stress yourself. But at the same time, think how really dangerous it is. I mean, if you're going to jump from the 17th floor, of course your brain will be saving you. But if it's something simple and your brain just panics because it doesn't know what it is, it's a different story. So yeah, that's why every time something new, you will be scared of this, and it's okay. It is absolutely okay. You still need to go through that, then you will get familiar with that, then you will be grateful that you did it. So another thing I was doing with my psychologist about the relationships, I realized that I got attached to a person who I understand is not one. It is so deep information, it is so intimidating. It is so like I'm so open, and you must be grateful for that, because not everyone would share this information, even those people who are working with psychologists. So how it works, how I find out it was working. I realized that I was attached to a guy for a long time, and I kept him in my mind, and I was like, why do I do that? Like, long time we didn't keep in touch, but I still kept it in my mind. And I was already like, fuck, I'm tired of this, like really tired, because with my logical part, I understand that it's completely wrong, but my emotions were playing against me, and every time keep repeating these situations, this stuff. So then when I start in my psychology, find out that I was hoping for that man to come back, to change something, but it was never about him. It was never about this man. It was about my father. See, here is much deeper. It's much deeper. So if woman goes for the bad relationship, it's not about guys, honestly. It's about women first of all. And these women who are crying, oh my God, he's so bad. You are the one who chose that guy, so don't cry. And yes, can you imagine how it works? So when I was a child, I had that kind of relationship with my father, when I was always hoping him to see, to come, to change, to be back, because they got divorced and I didn't really see him. We were just keeping it, and it was completely the same as I had it with my father. So we were kind of kept in touch on the phone. If I needed something, we could ask him for help, but he was never close to me physically. He was never close to me like as a person. He never knew exactly what was going on in my life. I'm saying he was, because he died already, and he passed away. So yes, it was another story. I also had some things to work on to forgive him, because when you're a child, you always think that you are the reason of anything what is happening in your family, and it is okay. It is okay. Just understand that. And don't dramatize much, because I knew I had some bad feelings to my father. I was really offended. I hated him. Why he left me? Why he was never next to me. He was never. But again, it was their relationship with it. I cannot judge because it was a relationship between my mom and my father. So I'm not involved. I cannot judge or say anything because in this system, I am on the lower step. So they are up. They have to decide between themselves. I'm not their teacher to teach them how to build relationship, because I'm their kid and I will always be their kid. And this also the great lesson you can learn. You will be always kid for your parents, and don't try to be a parent for your parents. Don't try to teach them how to live. I mean, it's one thing if you explain them how to use WhatsApp or Telegram or Instagram, but it is another thing if you teach them how to live their life. You will never do that because you're a kid. They by the default they live longer than you, and you cannot teach them. Even if you are so much mature, don't teach your parents, because you will be then on another step, on the step of their parents, and it's completely wrong. And then don't think that your life will be so perfect, because you ruin the system. And yes, so how it was perfectly matching, because with that guy that's why I got so much attached, because it was the same, completely the same as with my father. He was a bit cool, we kept some distance, blah blah blah, and I knew if I needed some help I could call him. But I was suffering because I was keeping that in my mind for so long, and I was hoping him to come back. And it was not me, I was not doing that consciously. No, my brain, because another book I was reading about relationship, also about psychologist, she explained her relationship with her husband. She said, you always choose the partner who gives you the same feelings as your parent. So it was completely copy paste from that kind of relationship I had with my father. It was the same with that guy, and that's why I kept it in my mind. And it was not conscious thing. It was somehow, my brain kept it in my mind, because that was safe for him. That was a picture of relationship for my brain. Do you understand? Because when you see your parents, the way they live, it is an example of family for your brain. You may want another thing, you may want different things, you may see everything on the phone, internet, that it can be different, but you don't know how to get that, because your brain believes that what you had in your childhood, that is your family. I'm doing like this, that is your family picture. That's why I am not scared to accept the fact that I'm working with psychologists. I'm reading a lot of books about psychology, about how our brain works. Because in my childhood, I'm telling you guys, I'm coming from the small city in Russia, and it is fucked up. Like really, it is not what you may want, what you may wish to somebody. And that's why I keep working on that, because I know that everything what you have now, it is what you believe in. You don't have a relationship, you believe that it's for your brain. Again, it might be safe because your brain doesn't want stressed. That's simple. If you believe that money is not easy to get, you will be always poor. Because again, this is somewhere, it's written in the back of your mind, in your brain, because maybe you had some situation when you was a kid. Maybe your parents were telling you that all rich people are ugly, all rich people are, I don't know, are bad people. And that's why you believe in that, and you don't want to be a bad person because your parents would judge you. It is so complicated, but at the same time it is so simple. The worst part is to accept that you are doing something wrong. This is also was in another book, in the Russian book with the red pill. He was asking, do you know how you live your life? Like he's really asking so do you know how to live your life? Yeah, you would say yes, but do you really like everything what is in your life now? That is the question. And if yes, it's one thing, but most likely it will be no, because it's impossible that absolutely everything in your life is perfect. It is not real. So that's why you need to keep searching new information, keep discovering yourself, to find what is right, what is wrong for you, and how you want. So for me, I want the picture of a good, like a family. Family for me, it is the biggest value. Like even when I worked with kids, they would not watch my videos because it was in Russia. They don't speak English. But even when I worked with kids, I used to do like, you know, family gathering, like a family gathering with kids, like to do this cozy atmosphere, to make like feel like at home, safe. Like that's for me the biggest value. But I didn't have this example when I was a kid, so that's why I realized I need to change something in my mind, because it will not be real for me. Because for instance, again, for me it is, for ladies first of all, sometimes why we choose this stupid, not stupid, okay, broken, I would say broken guys. Because again, broken guys, why they cannot be fully in love and share the emotions, they cannot be consistent to a woman or to be reliable, again, because they have another issues, they scared to be like that most likely, or it's not safe for them. So they also, that's why I'm saying broken. I don't want to say that they are stupid or something, because it's just the way they are. Maybe they don't know what they're doing, again, because brain prevents them from stress or feeling low or that stuff. And what I was saying, why women choose that? Because same feelings which you had with your parent. For instance, if you had in your family normal your normal situation in your family, when you feel like this, for instance, in Russia, a lot of men are drinking. Like in small cities in Russia, a lot of men are drinking. My father was not drinking likely, but I've seen a lot of alcoholics, and they can beat a woman. And in Russia, it's very complicated, but it's like okay thing. I don't want to say go deep in that, but it's like an okay thing, yes. And that's why you person, for instance, who was growing up in the situation like that, for that woman or man, it might be okay when you feel like this in the relationship, you know, stressed, like your hands are shaking, blah blah blah, because you had the same feelings with your parents. It's much more deeper, it's much more complicated and interesting at the same time. That's why I'm saying to you, your brain works against you because you don't know. And that's why I just try to read more literature about that, more books about that, because it's so interesting, and there are so many studies about that. And it is so, sorry to say, but it is so stupid to ignore that information in that world, because my parents, they didn't have that information. They were building families just because, okay, we need to build a family, that's all. And they were living just like that. But now, when you have so much studies, you have so much techniques to work, you can choose which way you want to work. You want to be more spiritual, you can go for more spiritual. You want to get more scientific way, you can get that way, because there are varieties of ways. It's always about the same thing. I tried different ways. I did what is the name, theta healing, then neuropsychology, and now I just found my psychologist who I trust 100%. She knows me so well, so I just go to her. But it's different ways, even different speakers, they speak different words, different vibe, different people, but they all speak about the same. That's why find your way, find people who you like, vibe, you like some values they share with you. Again, why you choose them, do you understand or no? Because they show some artifacts, we call it artifacts in Russian, which you like and which you would like to have. And that's why you start following this person. That's why, for instance, me, I start following certain people who are speaking about psychology, but my mom would choose different, or even my friend would choose different, because we have different values, different things we would like to have. So I hope this video was really helpful for you. I don't hope, I know this video is really helpful for you, because this information is not really shared wildly. And it is hard to get, and I am sure your mind would be like, what she says bullshit. I'm sure your brain will be like that, and it's okay, because if you're not ready for that information, you can skip this video. If you're ready for that information, you would see it till the end. So just that's why I'm not trying to push this video. I just know whoever is ready, he will get it, or she will get it. So thank you for watching. See you next time. If you're interested in some information, actually, if you're interested to get information about some certain topic, just let me know in the comments, because I may do something especially for you. Yeah, see you later.